Welcome, everyone, to the fall 2026 semester. My name is Misty Hayes, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to be your instructor for the Education 2220 Introduction to Exceptional Learners. I wanted to just make this video to introduce myself, give you a little background of who I am and who's going to be teaching you, as well as give you a layout of the land of how the class is organized, where to go to get important things, and get you set it in the right direction this first week of classes. So, a little background professionally, I actually am an alumni from Walter State. I went here before moving on to Tusculum College, where I received both my bachelor's and master's in education. After that, I also received special education graduate certificate from Carson Newman, and then later on went to ETSU to get my graduate certificate in special education. So before coming to Water State, so I've been here since 2019, is when I started adjuncting and then got hired on full time shortly after that. So before coming here to Water State, I actually was in the school system for 15 years. So my world was working with the littles, is what I call them. So it would be early childhood, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, that age level or that group. So I'm excited. I actually kind of live in two worlds here at Walter State. So I'm in the early childhood department as well as I work in the AST K-5 program. So I love being in both programs. I'm passionate about both of them. Another thing that I'm passionate about is special ed, and you'll learn a little bit about more about that as we go on through the semester. So I do work with special needs. I work with the East High work-based learning program. I work some with the West High School, excuse me, work-based learning program as well. I do have my heart and passion for it started when I was younger. I have a cousin who is mentally handicapped and autistic and has some other special needs as well. So I think that kind of stemmed for that. I've also always wanted to be an educator. I feel like everyone has their story and their path of what got you there. But that's a little background about me. I love what I do. I'm so excited. People ask me, do you miss the classroom? I still go do classroom visits, so I still get to visit with the littles, as I call them, which is fun. But I love this world I live in now. I feel like God has allowed me to do what I love in a different capacity. I felt like He called me to leave inside the classroom for the littles and then transfer over in this capacity, which I'm absolutely in love with. So I'm definitely looking forward to the semester with you. So that's a little professional background. Personally, to know a little bit more about me is I am married for over 17 years now, um, with my husband, and we live in Bean Station, so not too far from here. I am teaching mainly I teach solely, excuse me, at the Morristown campus. So I do go over and travel around doing different things and different projects and stuff of that sort. But I have lived in Granger County for 26 years now. So I'm just excited. And one of the things, my hobbies that I love to do is I love reading. My favorite author is Emma Comer. She's a Christian novel writer. So I love her. I love hiking when I get chance. I love biking, not mountain biking, but like biking on the greenways. Um, and I love traveling whenever I can. So I always feel like my soul's happiest when I'm traveling, which I know is weird, but those are things that I enjoy doing when I have time. So that's a little bit about me. I'm so excited to hear and get to know you. So, in our first week activities, which I'll go over in a little bit, you're going to get to record a video introducing yourself to the class. So, I'm excited to get to know each and every one of you. So, as you'll see, let's jump in and give you a little bit of the layout of the land so that way it's not as overwhelming. So, when you first log into your classes, If you become familiar with eLearn, you'll see that when you get into each class, it's going to look like this. So this is what we call the welcome or news page. I do use this page a lot. So I post weekly messages here. I do weekly video recordings for you, letting you know what's going to be happening for the week, what you need to look forward to, any important things that are going on. So the first news post I have here is just welcoming you to the class, telling you about class meetings and time, which of course this is solely online, so we won't have any meetings. Um, I post the calendar, our syllabus is there, how do you access course content, our textbook information, so you can purchase the textbook, how that works. Um, and then how you communicate with me. So please make sure that you read messages. Every week when you come to our class, you will have a new message and a video there. So how you get through the course content is just through these tabs at the top. To get to our first week, if you click on course content, underneath course information on the drop down menu, click content. So, I do have my office hours schedule here. You'll get to see that. The old one is in there right now. Whenever I get it, you'll see the new one will be posted in there when you're watching this, it'll already be in there. So you'll get to see. I am more than happy to meet with you if you have any questions or concerns. Um, my office hours are listed there. If you can't meet in person here in Morristown, I'm more than happy to jump on and do a Teams. I've even done phone meetings as well. So, the first important thing you need to do this week, obviously, aside from reading the syllabus, which I linked on the course homepage, and it's also in here, is the getting started. This is very important. This helps you get oriented um, for the semester, kind of know what's expected of you. Underneath this, you're going to see the getting started is going to have important information for understanding course expectations and course assignments, grading, how the weeks will flow, how you access your course textbook, and then what we call the getting started week one course orientation activities. So we do report attendance to the college, which can affect your financial aid. So even though it's not an in-person class, we still report attendance, and how we do that is with your assignments that you complete. So you do have assignments that are due this week. You will introduce yourself on the discussion board, so this is required, as well as emailing me a required email, and I'll show that to you in just a moment. And then you will have to take what we call pre-test. Now, don't stress about this. A pretest just lets me know what your current understanding of special ed is. It's not graded. It's just letting me know where you stand. And at the end of the semester, I will grade you, give you the same test again, and it would just let me see how much you've grown over the semester. So remember, participation for this course is tied to attendance. So these are the activities you need to do. So if you click on this, every um, new title that you click on will have items underneath it. Okay, so this is just telling you this week, these are the things I want you to do. Read the syllabus, take the course pretest, know how to get your correct textbook and access it. Introduce yourself on the discussion board, send the required email, and this email is just stating that you read the syllabus and if you have any questions. That's just so you can learn how to email me. And then if you have any questions, I do have a discussion board that's open where you can ask questions anytime through the semester. The course syllabus is linked there. And then here are those activities you talked about. They're going to take you there with links. So when you click on them, now what you'll do is to move on to the new thing. If you click on it, it should give you some sort of check mark letting you know that you've read it. So it has our course outcomes, information about me, an overview of the course, how it works, the modules, very important information, exams, and this stuff is also covered inside of this course syllabus. Information about me, um, how to contact me, what's my interaction plan with you, and then, of course, something very important that you may want to download and save. And it's also underneath the getting started sections is going to be the course schedule for assignments and due dates. Also, our curriculum map, which is going to be our course outcomes, and then our how we're going to meet those course outcomes. How to access the textbook, privacy policies. Now, if you're not familiar with eLearn, this section is very helpful. Whether you're a read, write, or a visual learner, we have a student guide to eLearn videos, which if you click on the link will take you to the videos. Just how do you get started? How do you find the course content? How do you take quizzes? How do you send emails? How do you do discussion boards? How do you submit assignments? So this is very helpful. And if you don't like watching videos, there's a PDF guide as well, which is very useful. So just make sure that you're looking at that. Course resources I have for you, course projects. So this is very important. These are the things that we're going to be responsible for. There are 3 projects that you will do. One of them is called service learning, which I will get into later on. But service learning is where you will go into a classroom. You will have to complete 12 hours. It is a requirement to pass the course. You have to do a co-teaching lesson plan, and then you have what we call a choice-based project, where you will choose from one of these 3 activities here, and you only do one of them. So there's more information about service learning. You need to read through it. It's very important because there are important things that you have to get started with as far as paperwork and joining teams and those sorts of things that I will walk you through. I just don't want to bombard you the first week, but it's your responsibility to read through it as well so you can understand how you get started with service learning. Okay, so just make sure that you read through that. And then, of course, there's information about the co-teaching assignment and then the choice-based project as well. Okay, so that's going to kind of get you started. There's more information in there like assessment, grade breakdown, quizzes, what they're worth. So that's just very helpful for you. The important things to do this week is to make sure that you complete the week 1 course orientation activities there and that you read through the getting started module. And that's really going to get you off on the right foot. Well, I am so excited for this semester and getting to know each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.